they thought about you as a foreigner, and you as a foreigner has no rights, or should be kept at bay. Then, of course, the conservatives, these are mainly religious groups. For those religious groups, if you're not Christian, then you are some sort of always outside the flock. And then, and then within the left, you are nothing else than me as someone who supports their leftist constituents in elections. So you are somewhere nothing else than a pawn. And and I want to talk about the university in specific. And before I talk about the university, I mean the perception was always. I mean this is what was somehow always propagated to us in the society, was that those who are racist and those bigots, they are all some people who are either unemployed, who have no not have no education and so on, and this is the grumpy average guy who just lost out on modernization and he just hates migrants. This is how we somehow perceive. This is how we were told about this. And then, of course, you assume, and this was someone said that once you go in the university, you are surrounded by smart and witty people. These are people who are understandable, who have attitude, of course, but you are somehow being equal. And this is what we were told, but it was some sort of a. But once you go in the university, this was a completely different. I mean, in the university, I don't wanna. Maybe I will talk about the university in detail later on. But in the university, you have to be aware of one thing, and this is tough competition. I mean, this is not about the university. At least how I experience it, this is not about allocating knowledge or producing knowledge. University is about competition. No one cares about which party you are or whatsoever. University is about competition, for vying for power, and of course everyone wants to get a job. You have to consider the university like a business enterprise. Everyone wants to get a job, maybe not the CEO, but you wanna be there. You wanna be at the front row and so on. But there are of course very dire dire developments like, well, dire experiences which I had. And these experiences, like I said in the previous episodes, that one crucial aspect or one aspect in the university was that you are somehow discouraged of writing. That people somehow, there are many reasons why you are being discouraged. I mean, one reason is that people want to discourage you in order to make their achievements to shine out, as well as to some sort of keep you at bay. But one thing what I was somehow shocked was what I was shocked about was that in the university there are, at least this happened in my university, they would bring in people, really random people who had no university degree whatsoever, and they would put them in front of you and would say you, yeah, but these people have a story to tell. I mean, it is always difficult to say what really went in the head of these people. I mean, this was before the. Nevertheless, you have to be aware of one thing, and this is what I needed to want to say. I mean, in the university, if you bring in people, random people who have no degree whatsoever, and then put them in front of students and tell them, yeah, you have to this is your new lecture, then you some sort of undermine all the hard work other people did, because there are a lot of migrants. There are a lot of migrants who work their ass off in their life, in their work, who go through this social, through this academic ladder. I mean, and this is tough. I mean, to write your seminar papers, to read those books. Studying is mostly reading, to go all through these processes, and then you are somehow betrayed by these people. They put someone else in front of you, and just some sort of wanna make you feel, yeah, no matter what you do, it is in the end worthless. I mean, it has some sort of a symbolic power, and this is of course devastating. This is, I mean, it is in the, it is indeed, there are people who would be hoping for a post in the university. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, this is a good paid job, and of course you get the opportunity to teach your worldview and so on. But these methods which I experienced, they were really some sort of to discourage people, and this was mainly really to discourage migrants, because who does this? Who brings all these people in the in front of us, in front of migrants? Yeah, these are mainly these white leftist elites, and this is meant against us, against migrants. This was from the beginning always meant uh, against migrants. This is actually what we are talking about, and these people, they can make you believe, you do whatever you want, but we decide what is happening here. And now people will say, why do these people? I mean, this was very, not always very clear. Why would anyone bring some random people from outside? Sometimes these were even homeless people, and these homeless people, they would be brought in front of us. I mean, some knew of this. I mean, I only understood this in retrospect, but then those random people, they would brought in front of you and then said, yeah, well, listen to this person, even though I don't want to negate the experience of a homeless person. I don't want to negate anything whatsoever, but nevertheless, if you want to educate, or if you want to somehow teach people, first of all, we need to know who you are. This is, I think, very important, and what you are, why you are. You just don't come around, put yourself in front of people, and then some sort of mockingly, yeah, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. And now, of course, some of you will say, yeah, what, so what? Some people came in, some people, they pretended to be someone they are not. Yeah, so what? So what? You could say, yeah, well, yeah, these people, or it was a social experiment, or whatever, and nothing happened. That these people just pretended to be, had fun, and we would make here a fuss about nothing. Well, it is a serious issue. This is indeed a serious issue, especially in Austria, because it has a lot of uh, because this kind of conduct was copied many times, not only in the university, but as well as in the police, as well as in the judicial system. Because you have to know about one thing, and this is that university, or in the university, the intellectual elite of a country is being educated, is being brought up. This is not nothing. These are the future people who will lead politics, who will lead economy, and especially in Austria, where many companies are state-owned. And if you wanna accomplish something in the economy, then you have to be a party member. Of course, I know that many Americans will now be confused what is party membership, it is a bit different, like in the US. Party membership in or at least, I mean, I don't know for sure how this really works in America, but in Austria as well as in Europe mainly, you are part of a political party, and this party has big influence on your private life and so on. For example, if you are, let's say, if you are part of a conservative party or whatsoever, then you are some sort of put under a social corset, as well as if you are part of a socialist party or whatsoever, that you do not, for example, only buy at these grocery stores, which in a way are being considered conservative socialists or far right, far left, as well as so on and so. Party membership goes way beyond just to showing your allegiance to a political ethnicity. This is very important. But to come back to the university, and this is actually a big thing. If you undermine the accomplishments of other people, or other people, I'm not talking about me, but other migrants who would have been gladly, or who would have been glad to get a chance to prove themselves in the university, and these white leftist people, they're just mocking them. And this had, of course, and this had a huge impact, because, and this had, for example, a huge impact in the Austrian police force. I mean, now imagine with all what's going on in America. Imagine if a police car, if a policeman stops you or knocks on your door, that your chances are 50-50 whether this police officer is actually real police, or if it is just a vigilante who has just dressed up as a policeman. I don't know how and why these people, how and where these people get these police uniforms, but apparently they get them with a gun. And now imagine that such a vigilante knocks on your door and pretends to be a policeman. I mean, so this means your chances are 50-50, where if you walk on the street to meet a policeman, that this is actually real police, what you are meeting. And I think this is something which you have to consider, what this does to a social cohesion, what this does to a society, when you are not sure that that the law enforcement you are facing is actually not really law enforcement. I mean, I know these issues, they are not confined to Austria, because here in Turkey, even here in my hometown, there are some people who dress up as policemen and harass people. There is a very, I think about this issue we have to talk about as well, but maybe in a later on. However, and this did not stop there. This did not stop in the police force. This as well as permeated the judicial system. I mean, can you imagine that you sit in a court trial, and that this trial is just a sham? That people are brought in front of the court with trumped up charges, with false witness reports, just to deceive these people and take advantage of them. Can you imagine what this means? I mean, and I'm talking about as a victim, because I became a victim of this crooked system of trumped up charges, and then you are brought in front of a court, and you believe this. It's not like that these people did not knew the trade of deception. Hell yeah, they knew it. And I even asked them. I mean, I was there with a trumped up charge where the lawyer, my lawyer, and so on, that they were actually a family, that this is a criminal gang who has been deceiving and defrauding people for a long time, and